Hey guys, it's episode 42, Clint Cronin Show. Today I've got John Cardenas on. The episode was recorded quite a while ago whenever he actually competed on the Fedor Mitrione initial card in San Jose for Bellator, but I had some editing issues with audio and it just took a while. This one's actually pretty important to me because John's a friend and training partner of mine. I've known him since he's first started over at AKA, so getting it out there and seeing his career go from amateur and just seeing him just develop into an adult and into a professional fighter. It's been pretty awesome. I'm really excited for him. He's doing great, super talented, and he's definitely a star on the rise, but it's actually taken a while to get the audio where it should be. The mics, something just wasn't set up right when we initially recorded the podcast, and whenever I went to drop it the first time, I just didn't like how it sounded. So if the audio isn't perfect, please bear with me, men and women, because it was kind of a pain in the ass to sit there and edit and just to get it to where it's even listenable. That's not even a word. To where it's even consumable or even interesting to listen to. The video came out great, but the audio just not that happy with it. Anyway, we'll definitely get John on again soon to re-record and do something a little bit better. Make sure the QA or quality assurance is there for sure. Today it's a big deal in the United States. It's Memorial Day, and I learned through various Facebook posts from veteran friends of mine not to say Happy Memorial Day because, observing the men and women who have fallen trying to, defend our freedom, to defend the United States, it's not something to say Happy Memorial Day. You wouldn't say, it may be Happy Veterans Day, but you wouldn't necessarily say Happy Memorial Day because it's not something to be happy about. It's something to be proud of. It's something to honor. It's something to remember and something to really sort of embrace, because think of all the freedom we have in this country and people sticking their neck out there and making sure we, maintain and we keep that freedom. It's a huge deal. So, if you listen to last week's episode with Kane Kong, you listen to any of the stuff with Anthony Baker, these are hardcore guys. These are vets. These are real warriors, real superheroes. You got the Avengers and the Justice League and in movies and everything, but these guys are out there actually just, regular people risking their lives for us. So, mad respect for those guys. And, thank you for everything you do for the country, for keeping us safe back home, and for all you do abroad. And I know it's not easy. You lose so many, friends, brothers and sisters and fellow Marines, fellow soldiers out there, and it sucks. Coming back, it's not the easiest adjustment. We know all about PTSD, and hopefully groups like Mission 22 continue to do great work and, really spread the word of the veteran suicide epidemic we're dealing with here. 22 per day. It's no joke. It's something that needs serious attention. So I'm glad to see that there is awareness. There are, guys like Kane out there raising awareness for this. You got Anthony Baker. He's been doing the 22 push-ups thing since Jump Street. I mean, he's the first one to actually introduce me to it and to tell me that this is a thing, that we do have this problem in the country right now with, the PTSD and, so many veterans, taking their own lives every day. So again, thank you for all of the service, all the men and women, the brave soldiers, Marines, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, all over for everything you do. And, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without all you guys out there doing what you do. So thank you. Remember, don't say Happy Memorial Day. It's something to be happy about, but damn sure something to be proud of. And got all the respect in the world for you guys. So today I figured, Memorial Day, it's all about protecting freedom. You're protecting us back home. So, I had the freedom to do whatever I want with my time. So I got on the mat and I trained my ass off. I worked harder than I have in a long time, and I'm really happy about that. So, I'm sure as hell going to be feeling it over the next couple of days. I'm already starting to right now. So I want to take a minute to thank Azoth, as always, for their support, seekingazoth.com. Azoth is a nootropic, which is basically a supplement for your brain. to raise cognitive function, to keep you sharp, to keep you aware, give you a nice boost of energy, makes you more creative, and make sure you're getting your work done. So if you check those guys out at seekingazoth.com, that's SEEKINGAZOTH.com, promo code Cronin, you'll get 15% off your order. Get smart, be fast, check it out. Azoth, seekingazoth.com, promo code Cronin. All right. Well, again, John Cardenas is on today. Sorry if the audio quality isn't perfect. Right now, I'm just about to have it's not exactly health food. I had to get a Neapolitan shake. I'm over here In-N-Out Burger. I already ate a little bit earlier. I had a nice healthy dinner, and I just really wanted something sweet, and it's probably not the best thing to do, but whatever, every once in a while, right? Anyway, I'll just work harder tomorrow. So, Neapolitan shake from In-N-Out Burger out here in Sunnyvale, while I go ahead and get this podcast episode ready for everybody tomorrow. Last week I was on a couple shows, actually. I was on the Comics Conspiracy podcast, which is a big podcast for the DC Comics and Marvel Comics guys out there. Their shop here is local. I've been on there a couple of times, and it was a lot of fun to sit down and just, talk about comic books and, the movies that have been coming out lately, because as everybody knows, I'm a big fan of that stuff, lifelong DC Comics fan. So, thanks to Ryan over at Comics Conspiracy for having me on the show. It was a blast as usual. And I was on the MMA Dude Bro podcast as well, which is pretty great. These guys out of Rochester, New York had me on earlier in the week. I was in Las Vegas, so I'd had to dial in over Skype, but I had a great time. It was really cool to talk wrestling, talk MMA with the MMA Dude Bro podcast. So definitely check those guys out. My episode should be online any day now. I need to go and check again. But again, Comics Conspiracy podcast, MMA Dude Bro podcast, and shout out to Aaron Ryan with the Nerd Kwando podcast or at Nerd Kwando review channel. So Aaron Ryan, he's a black belt under Checkmat over here in San Jose. Definitely check his stuff out as well. And as usually, Anthony Baker with Anthony Baker's Motivational Monday and Anthony Baker Show podcast coming soon. Anyway, that's all I got for right now. Back to training and enjoy my shake real quick. And John Cardenas from the American Kickboxing Academy, Bellator MMA pro fighter, on deck today. So again, thank you for listening. Please subscribe, share, comment, all that other social media stuff you do. And again, thanks for listening. Clint Cronin Show, episode 42, John Cardenas. We're here on, what is it, 21st of February, 2017?
21st, about to be the 22nd in a couple hours.
So we're 3 days removed from Bellator 172 in San Jose, where Fedor Emelianenko and Matt Mitrione did not compete.
Did not. Can you believe that?
No.
Can you believe that? That was crazy.
That was supposed to be the main event.
People didn't. When did people find out? They found out at 3 o'clock, I heard. I heard at 3 p.m. people found out that he wasn't fighting.
During the prelims, basically, yeah. So there were a lot of refunds handed out.
I heard.
A lot of people stayed around anyway.
Yeah. A lot, especially for Thompson. Josh Thompson's still, still a big name and super. I mean, he puts on a show everywhere he goes. So.
Yeah, and Patricky Pitbull and Josh Thompson.
That was a crazy fight. I wish I was out there, actually watching that too. That would have been pretty cool.
I was pretty. Wow, I was pretty shocked by that one. I mean, the stopping power that Pitbull has never been in question, but man, Josh, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. He got caught. He was moving pretty good. He's moving well. And I guess he got hit with. I saw a little bit of it from in the back because they had a TV and they were, we were able to see it. But I was still focused. I'm like, all right, we're about to fight in a little while too.
Yeah,
but it was it sucks. He'll be back though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They moved some of you guys around. I know Ant's fight was moved to the postlims, but I mean, technically, your fight was the main event.
I was the main event. Yeah, technically, I was the last one. I wish I could have gone before though. The main card, man. I'm in the back the whole time, and I'm like, shit, man. When am I gonna go? And I'm telling them, all right, maybe if you can move me. They're like, no, we're not moving anything. This is how the fight card goes.
Well, To those who don't know by now, and if you just joined us, I'm Clint Cronin. This is the Clint Cronin Show. But more importantly, this is John Cardenas, professional mixed martial artist with the Bellator promotion. Just coming off of a huge victory on this past Saturday in San Jose at the SAP Center. Tell us a little bit about that. What was the night like for you? I mean, it was a pretty hectic night with Fedor not fighting or Mitrione not fighting.
Yeah, it was. You know, that was the first thing. You know, like I said, a lot of people came to see Fedor come and fight. You know, I guess something happened. He got an illness. You know, what was it? Matt Mitrione got sick. But man, we got there. I got there actually pretty late. Everyone else had to get there early. You know, I was the last fight, so everyone else got there really early. That's good for me, right? Me and my opponent, we got to sleep in that day. I didn't have to be there till like 4:45. So I got there, and it's crazy because as soon as I was coming in, I literally I get dropped off at the SAP because a lot of people, and I know I wasn't going to find parking. I get dropped off, and my opponent gets dropped off right there too. By his family member probably. And I'm like, man, all right. And I'm trailing this guy as we're going. He's going into the SAP, and I'm like behind him. And all the time, even when we were weighing in and stuff, I'm like always behind him, like trailing him. I was like, man, I'm coming for you, boy. I was like, in my mom, like, especially at the SAP, I was like, man, I keep running into him like that. I was like, but that means I'm coming for you. Like, you don't want to look back right now because you know I'm coming, and I'm gonna get you. You know.
So because his family dropped him off where he did, he kind of set him up a little bit.
Yeah, they got set up a little bit. I felt, you know, we got dropped off the same spot. You know, and my brother dropped me up, and he's like, oh, he's right there. And I was like, I know. I'll see you guys there. And I was like, you know, I told him, I was like, enjoy the show. Just watch. And, you know, we luckily, man, thank God we got in there. We did our thing, executed our plan, and got in and out. So it was awesome.
So being backstage in an event, I mean, you've met some big names in backstage at past fights, but this time you had much bigger names. You had Fedor. You had all the press that came along with Fedor. Matt Mitrione's a huge name from the UFC. You had Big John McCarthy back there. What's that like to be back there in that kind of company for that many hours? Is it normal to you yet?
It's getting there. It's kind of getting there, you know, slowly. This is obviously the biggest, you know, one of the biggest shows behind UFC, you know, and or with UFC, you know, Bellator, UFC, they're right there, man. These are the biggest shows. So, you know, you're bound to run into all these guys backstage. You know, they got their fight. You know, all these great fighters got their fighters fighting on, you know, these cards. So, yeah, I mean, I'm getting used to it though a little bit. I'm getting used to it. It's at first I'm like, dang, all right, this is because they're here. This is a big show right here. Oh shoot. And then, you know, you kind of play with your head a little bit, but you can't think like that, you know. I just gotta think, you know, we're here for a reason. We're here because, you know, we're here because we're good. So, you know, now we just gotta prove it in there. But slowly I'm starting to be like, man, this is where we belong, you know.
I feel like it changes because you're not a fan now. You're in the business. Those are your peers or your coworkers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like, yeah, these aren't. At first, you know, like everything, I was like, man, I grew up watching this guy, especially someone like Fedor, right? This card, I was like, man, I'm fighting under the Fedor card, you know. Even if, you know, I was like, man, as a prelim, I was like, that is sick. That's an accomplishment right there. It's like, that is sick, man. I'm a huge Fedor fan, you know, from like when I was a little kid and I wanted to fight, and I'm watching the Pride videos. I would just sit there watching all these Pride videos, and I seen Fedor knocking people out, you know. What is it? Coming back hours later again for the next fight.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then now I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to be on that Fedor Mitrione card, Bellator. At home, SAP, you know, close to home, San Jose is crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm taking that fight. Of course, we're taking that fight. You know,
it worked out really well. I mean, being able to sustain a crowd like that, even after you have a main event like that drop out, I think it's a testament to the fans in the area, and also kind of how they book their fights, man.
Yeah,
by using a lot of local talent and a lot of local fighters, right? you're going to have, I mean, think about with amateur MMA, like you basically wind up selling tickets to all your friends and training partners and family. And then as that fight happens, you see the crowd split out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's true. As they're done, everyone else, their people are gone, and slowly they start getting. Yeah, exactly.
So I know Bellator employs that sort of thing. Where I mean, every MMA promotion does that. You get local guys to fill the card, and it worked out really well, especially because I feel like MMA is so big in the Bay Area.
It is, right? Yeah, we got so much talent here too.
Oh hell yeah,
man. People go out into, I feel like people from the Bay Area go out and fight at other parts of California. Man, they do very well, or people come in over here and they start seeing, they're like, man, these guys are good over here, man. We got some great gyms out here. Yeah. Some great gyms.
I mean, we've been here just about the longest, right? The number of top gyms we've had here with the number of top guys. I mean, BJ started here under Ralph Gracie years ago, and you had, basically LA and then the Bay Area where jiu-jitsu really
where it blew up, man. Yeah. And have people flock from all over the world to come over here and train.
Oh, they for sure
Ralph Gracie's for sure, Yeah, that's a place. If you're a jiu-jitsu guy, that's a place, or MMA guy, it doesn't matter. That's a place. If you come to the Bay Area and you're, martial artist, hey, Ralph Gracie should be, on one of your lists. Also, One World, AK Sunnyvale too, though.
It's funny they mentioned One World in that BJJ Globetrotter book.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's the guy, he goes around the world and then he trains at all the different gyms. It's a book, and then there's a website and a group. Like if you don't want to be affiliated with a certain gym, right, you can say that you're with the BJJ Globetrotter when you register for tournaments or whatever. And it's just this community where you can go to the website and you can say, I want to go train in like Finland or whatever. And there'll be somebody signed up where like you can stay at their place and train. And the guy that runs it is, I think he's from Denmark or something, Christian Graugert.
Yeah.
So he was on a flight, like a Southwest flight between LA and Bay Area, and Tom Gauguin, the photographer guy from One World. Right. I guess he met him on the flight and he brought him over to One World. So they actually mentioned the gym and Mike in the book.
Oh, that's sick. But he goes around. He goes around to other places.
All over. But now he like settled in, I want to say St. Bart's, like somewhere in the Caribbean. And now he just runs a school there, and he does little these camps and stuff where you can pay to go out and take a cruise and go train.
Oh, that's sick. I feel like that's a dream right there a little bit, That's pretty cool.
Pirate, what's his name? Patrick Welsh. He's like the real tall jiu-jitsu guy from AKA.
Oh, I've heard of the name.
He's like 6'7" or something.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah, he's going and teaching in one of these seminars. I'm like, man, call me, I'll go.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Is that over there? Where's that at?
It's St. Bart's.
St. Bart's.
Caribbean, man. It would be awesome.
That would be badass.
So, man, you got a first round submission stoppage, rear naked choke.
Oh yeah.
Talk me through it a little bit.
Hey, so when I went in there, I was backstage and there was one fight. There was I'm the last one. Last guy went in there, which was a guy from Dragon House, and he's fighting another guy from the same camp from the guy I'm fighting. And I don't know his name, right? He's known. I don't know his name though, but I'm getting ready because I'm next, and in my mind, this fight's gonna go all 15 minutes, right? The fight in front of me, so I have another 10 minutes left, 15 minutes, whatever it may be. But it goes fast. One of the guys KOs him. They get KO'd, and I hear the crowd. I can hear from downstairs the crowd going crazy. And I remember I was like, "Oh shit, Alex, let's go. We're next." And so we get ready, and we go out, and as soon as we're getting out, I got my shoes on, everything ready to go out. And they're like, all right, you're going to wait here. He's going to go first, blah, blah, blah. You're going to go second. We get ready. And I have like 3 commission guys and Big Joe McCarthy in front of me, my team right here. And they're like, all right, say what you need to say to your people, right? Hugs, whatever, everything. Game plan, because they're going to walk out another way. You're the only one that's going to walk out through that stage. So I was like, okay. So, we talked, and he's like, all right, cup, mouthpiece, check, take your shoes off. And I'm like, all right, take my shoes off. And he's like, he's checking my nails, which is crazy, but, and that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me. But, so he's like checking and he's like, damn, boy, you got cut your fucking nails. Like, why are your nails hella big? And he starts kind of going off and I'm like, fuck, man. He goes, you're about to fucking go on stage. What's wrong with you? Somebody give me a nail clipper. And all these guys are like, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's at. I think it's back over there. And he's like, are you fucking serious? And he goes back there. And I'm like, and I got my people, I got my team laughing right now in the back. I'm like, yo, this shit's not funny. I'm about to go on stage. I got less than 30 seconds, I'm sure. And finally, this one of the guys comes back and he's like, I got the nail clipper. And then they're like trying to get a hold of Big John over there, hey, we got the nail clipper, no way. And I'm cutting my nails, and I have these big ass gloves on, with the wraps on.
Oh.
And I can barely move my hands, but I managed to do it. And I'm like, is this good? And he goes, cut your nails. You go fucking shorter. What's wrong with you? And he's all, cut the fucking toes off. I don't care what you have to do. Hurry up. And I'm like, oh shit, man, this is going bad right now. I'm already about to go out, and I get down there, cut my nails. He goes, go, and I'm like, oh fuck, finally, and we get through that, and I was like, god damn, man, I'm about to go out there. I was like, it didn't start off too good right there, right off the back.
So that's Big John McCarthy, the most famous or the most well-known referee in all of combat sports, right?
He didn't even give me a chance to, oh shit, Big John McCarthy, I'm a big fan. He didn't give me a chance for nothing. He just jumped on me like, yo, cut your nails. I was like, oh shit, man. When am I gonna? I'm ready to go on stage. Like what I'm thinking about is like how my game plan. That's what's going through my mind right now. I'm about to get in the cage right now and fight. I'm ready to go. I ain't thinking about everything else. Little stuff like that. And when we go out there, finally we go out there, and I go into the cage. And I'm like, I do my little circle lap. And I'm looking on I look at this guy, and I'm looking at the ground too. I was like, fuck, in my mind, I remember thinking, I was like, damn, there's a fucking shitload of blood on the ground. I was like, fuck, okay, there's going to be a bloody fight right now. Let's do it. And, we came out, hit him one time. I think it was just like one hit. I hit him one time. He hit me. We clinched. And when we clinched, I felt the power. That's where I think he felt my power. We got a body lock on him, took him down, and that's when I put the body lock on him, figure four.
Nice.
And it was on so tight, man. That shit was on so tight. But it was crazy because I could hear Mike, John, adjust it. You're not going to get it there. Adjust it. And I can hear him clearly. And I swear I was going to look at him and be like, wait, which hand? This one? As I was fighting, because I was like, okay, I'm in control right now. I got time. And he's right in front of me. Like I can see him through the cage. We're so close to him. And he's giving me instructions as we're going. So I'm getting instructed. And yeah, once we, I actually let it go too. I actually let it go and went for right hooks. I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to get, I'm prepared to, get to mount. So I'm already thinking the next step. But he's like, I can hear him scream, no! Put the fucking hook back. What are you doing? And so I go straight to the body lock again. And he's like, belt line hook. And he's like, stay there. And I was like, all right. I'm punching him, softening him up. And, the hits were hurt. The hits, they were hurting him. Within like about a minute. He didn't. I was like, I'm sure. I already knew he's going to let go of my other arm because he needs it to block. And he's not liking it. And I like I said, I knew I was hurting him. So once, I think I remember hitting him. I think it was in the forehead actually. Went over the top and it was a hard hit and he let go. That's when this hand went through, sunk it in, and we finished it there. It was cool, man. It was fucking awesome. One of the coolest fucking fights I've ever had. And one thing too was I was like, I've always said it because every time I've ever fought, they're like, oh, and one thing, before they'll tell us the rules, they'll tell us this, what you're gonna do. If you win, this is what's gonna happen. You don't jump on the cage. Do you understand that? You do not jump. Ever since I ever started fighting. And that's the only thing I was like, oh, when I win, I want to jump on top of the cage and like, And I finally got my chance to do that, and it was on the big stage. I was like, so cool, man. I was soaking it in. It was awesome.
Were
man.
they pissed?
No. They were cool with it. And then I was like, Bellator's fine with it. Their cage is going to be sturdy enough, If I fall, I won't trip. I'm not going to go suing people, It was my fault, but every other place I've ever gone to and every other place I fought, that's the first thing they say. Oh, and do not jump on the cage. Do you understand?
Oh, God.
And I'm like, shit. All right, never mind. There goes my fucking one of those things I want to check off right there.
Oh, your bucket list, man.
Right? Yeah.
So their cage is actually a circle, huh?
Is it? That's what someone said. I actually didn't even I didn't pay attention to that.
It's either a circle or it has so many damn sides that it looks like one from far away.
Yeah.
That should look like a circle from where I was.
Right. I've heard that though before. They're like, it's a circle, right? I'm like, shit, I don't know. I think it's octagon but I know now that you mention it, I mean, yeah, I don't think it has any,
It's different from Strikeforce's one because I remember looking down and I've seen the UFC octagon in that same arena, and I've seen this one and I've seen the one from Strikeforce, and this one looked like a circle.
Was it bigger?
It was pretty damn big.
This is the biggest. Obviously, this is the biggest cage I've been in. This cage was huge. I was like, all right, cool, which worked in my favor because we knew he wanted it. He was a wrestler. He was going to try to take me down, so it gave me more room to move. As opposed to those in like the amateurs, those cages, man, they're super half the size, man.
They're what, like 15 by 15 or 18 by 18 or something?
Yeah, you move 3 steps back, you're on the cage.
Yeah,
So it was pretty cool.
I feel like the UFC octagon is maybe taller, and this looked a little wider.
Okay.
If that makes sense. That's how it looked anywhere from where I was, but. It looked pretty damn big from where I was sitting. So
yeah, and I thought I was going to be able to jump on top of the cage. I had to actually take steps. I had to actually like climb, and get on top of the, to get on top. I was like, hurry up, you're taking too long.
So you actually had to climb it.
Yeah, I felt like that. I felt like I had to put my hand up and I had to actually take steps up to get to the top for a second. I was like, man, am I tired? Or I pictured in my mind I would just jump on top. But
man, it's a little taller than you thought. Yeah. So you're up again, and this is crazy. Well, I mean, it was a first round finish. You didn't take any damage. You look fine.
Yeah. I didn't take any damage. Luckily. So we got a call for Conquer fighting in Richmond. What is that? I got from that day, I think they called us the next day, so a little less than a month. So to fight, and we took the fight, and we're ready to go again. Like I said, I'm just taking a couple of days off, not completely off, but I'm just things like I want to do that cryotherapy thing. I just want to just relax my body, heal it up a little bit. More from the training and more from the everything, the whole camp. So just a couple of days, like I said, I was good and took no damage, luckily. So. I'm gonna take a couple days and we'll jump back on it, man. Jump back on it. The thing is, just don't get hurt. That's it. I think we're already there. We're fight ready. We're gonna get a couple smart. We're gonna get some sparring for sure. But it's basically keep everything there. Still keep everything there.
How close to weight are you now? Still pretty close.
I haven't checked. I'm hoping I'm 155, 156 the most. I don't want to step on the scale and be 162. I'm like, shit. Now I got to go on this vegan diet for like fucking 2 weeks and shit.
Oh, well, a couple weeks out to know you're at 162 is a hell of a lot better than like a day or
that's
or whatever
true.
It is. I mean,
so I'm gonna soon. I don't want to look at it yet because I still want to eat. So
what's next for you? What's this week look like?
This week, I'm gonna start training tomorrow.
All right.
But like I said, take a little time off. Just a couple days here and there. Days here and there to take off. But from now, we're gonna really start back on training.
I have a question, and this was kind of odd to me. I hear the mariachi music playing, and I see a dude around your size comes walking down the ramp, and it wasn't you. like the guy had damn near the same entrance song playing, and that was confusing. Was that on purpose, or was he also like?
So I asked some of my family members and my cousins. They were like, I was like, because I thought, I was like, damn, they're not gonna know who's who right now, like, because he's kind of tall, he's lengthy too, you know. So he's got the beard going. So my cousin gets up and he's like, shit, we might have cheered for him for a second, but I'm not gonna for sure say that right now. But we might have cheered for the wrong person for a quick sec.
Oh,
you know. And I was like, no. I was like, shit, fucking copied my music.
Oh, I started Snapchatting and I was like, oh, I ain't him. I hit the Zoom thing and I'm thinking, wait, did they make? Oh. That's not him.
They're both Mexican. They're both coming out to mariachi music, huh? Vicente Fernandez.
It was the same band, huh?
It was the same person, yeah. The same artist. Different song. You know?
Damn, we all cousins, or?
I know, right?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was a trip. I'm sure everybody I'm sure everybody from my people, you know, pulled out their phones and like, oh shoot, hold up, that's not it. Yeah, erase. Let me redo it again.
Yeah, that happened. I'm like, I'm just gonna snap it anyway, but then I'll do the next one too.
Right.
And then that was actually you. Like but it took you a minute to come out, so I'm guessing that's when you're trimming your nails.
Oh, shoot, that's when I'm backstage fighting with everybody, and I got my half the people laughing at me and shit. My teammates just like, you know, giving me shit.
I'm gonna guess it was Alex
and Rick. Alex and Rick giving me shit. They're just laughing, man. They're like, yeah, cut the toes, this and that, making jokes. I'm like, stop fucking making jokes. I'm about to go out right now.
Damn.
So I'm sure that's why we took a little longer.
So how many years have you been training at this point? Because I remember you being there at least 5, right?
Yeah, no, I've been there for almost 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there for almost, I think, 7-8 years now. 2009, if I'm correct. Yeah, I went there. What was it? I was like 19. I was 19. So I went there and I was like, fucking wad of fucking cash, dude. To Alex, and I was like, I threw it on the counter, and I was like, I just had a bunch of fucking cash. I had like $2,000 in cash, and I gave it to him. I was like 19, but I was working, and I worked literally just so I can, because I didn't want to deal with having to pay month to month, stupid shit. And I gave him all this money. And I was like, oh, I want to be a fighter. And I'm like, I got this serious face. So I was like, I want to be a fighter. And he's like, yeah, all right, relax. Take a couple of classes, and because a lot of people come.
That's awesome.
And I want to be a fighter, and then they find out what you have to do, and they're like, oh shoot, never mind, I'm good, I'm gone. But I threw a bunch of cash, and then we just started training, man. But I did it like really, followed it religiously, even to now, man. That's all, and you're there all the time, you're there all the time. We're training nonstop. We don't do,
That is it.
You do, yeah. That's basically it, right? Everything revolves around fighting and training, and that's it. It's like, okay, I can do this, but yeah, wait, no, I can't. We got to move this because I got to train at 5:30 to 6:30 to, and I have to train in the morning, I have to train in the afternoon, I have to train at night. So no, we have to move things, So everything kind of, and it kind of revolves almost around it,
When's the last time you took a regular vacation where you didn't train on that trip?
Probably the last time I took a vacation was when Anthony fought. And we still went to fighting. Yeah.
That was Palm Springs.
When he went to San Diego. That was when I took a vacation, because I didn't fight. He was in there and but that was a vacation for me.
Was that Palmdale or was that actually San Diego?
That was San Diego.
Okay. So
I don't know exactly where it was though.
Because that was that one fight where he was supposed to go and they canceled because his opponent was on Tough or something.
Yes.
All right.
So then I think he got another fight somewhere else.
Like 3 weeks later, though. Yeah. It was pretty quick. And what the hell promotion was that for?
That was he has the belt too in the gym. What was it called?
Oh, that's right. He does, because he has that helmet from the other thing from Gallus.
From Gallus. What was it called? Hold on. It was King. No, I don't remember.
There's a lot of these now.
Yeah.
So we had how many? So this weekend from the Bellator card for the AKA guys, we had JJ.
JJ.
He won submission, right?
Yeah.
We had Ant's fight.
Josh Thompson.
Jeremy
Murphy.
Okay.
Justin Tenadora. They were, if I'm correct, they were a little before.
And then former would have been Josh Koscheck, because he used to be
Josh,
AK.
yeah, former Josh.
Well,
yeah.
he's not. Is he still cool with Hav, or
I don't know. I don't think so, man.
Because he's. I know he's in Fresno, but is this gym still an AKA or no?
No. I don't think so. He's I think his gym is called Affliction. No. What's it called? Dethrone.
Dethrone,
if I'm correct.
That's right. He's still sponsored by them. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm correct, that's what his gym's called. But I mean, I wasn't around when he was around, so yeah, I was a little bit more. I was still an amateur fighter.
so who was there? So Kurt Osiander was backstage, but that was for Brooke Mayo, right?
Yeah, I actually saw him in the even before we were literally. I guess he was getting dropped off, and he didn't know where he was at either. I didn't know where I was at. A couple guys are like, they're giving us like, oh, you're a fighter or you're a trainer, you're a corner guy. Go to the back. Go to this store. Go to So everyone's kind of like confused, like, where the hell is this door that you guys keep talking about? Finally, we found it. Actually, that's the first time I've actually like met him. I've always seen him at jiu-jitsu tournaments, but that's the first time I met him, and I was like, he's hella cool, man, down to earth and shit. And I was like, I was just like, yo, you got sandals on? It's fucking raining. And he's like, man, I'm in fucking board shorts and fucking sandals and tank top in the fucking snow, bro. I was like, that's what's up.
Yeah, he does his own thing, man. That's just his style.
He's cool, man. He's himself. That's sick.
He's definitely unique, man. You don't meet two of those. He's a very cool guy.
Yeah, very cool guy. That's what he seems like. He's a cool guy, man. Cool guy to kick it with,
So let's see. If you were 19 when you first came over to AK Sunnyvale, what were you doing before that? Like, what was like life like? What was the work? What was the
shit?
What was it? Where were you
at? What was
I
doing? Fucking up to no good and shit, man. I was in the fucking street all the time.
So
and fucking
San Jose?
No, here's San Jose, Sunnyvale too, though. Sunnyvale mostly, and just fucking ditching school and shit, being a fucking dumbass, and just fucking smoking weed all day, drinking all fucking day, just doing crazy shit, doing stupid shit, man. And then I was like, as I started getting fucking old, I was like, man, I'm not gonna, I always had a passion for MMA. I wrestled a little bit, in through middle school and high school, but like I said, kind of left that shit hanging out with friends and shit, just not giving a fuck. And as I turned 19, I was like, man, we gotta do something. I want to do something, and MMA is always something that stayed in my mind, Like I said, watching, people like Fedor, watching the Pride videos when I was like 12 years old. I was like, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to do that. And, I never really thought about it until like when I was 19, I was like, no, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to make a run. And, once we went to, when I went to AKA, man, I fell in love with that, everything, the environment, and just started training every day. And as I kept going, I became more obsessed, and it's just like, before you know it, people were like, man, you never hang out no more. You never do this. You never, man, what? And, people never knew what I was, they were kind of like, yeah, I don't know. He just trains, until I started fighting. They were like, oh, okay. That's why he's been training all these years. Oh, he was actually going to go.
He actually did it.
He actually did it. And it wasn't, because people would be like, yo, he's like running in the park and he like runs every day, and he's like working out. But, you got to train for a couple of years before you can ever step into a cage, I mean, probably different for everybody. But for AKA, they got, higher standards. You don't just jump into a place like that. You got to train. So, I would just put in work, man, and I was always like, man, when am I going to get in the cage? Until then they were like, hey, you're fighting this person. Then I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Get ready. This is the real deal.
So I remember, over at AK Sunnyvale one day, I think Mike asked you something like, so when are we going to get you a fight? Or no, Alex asked you that or something like that. And it was like, oh, well, I can't fight till I get my blue belt. Then didn't like Mike just toss you a blue belt.
Yeah, he was like, and that's cool because he was like, okay, he's ready to fight. He's ready to fight, and that was crazy because I had cauliflower. I had literally had cauliflower ears like blown up, bro. And it's horrible. It hurts, and it was my left ear's pretty fucked up. So, and it was so fucking fat, man, and I had barely got. He watched me spar. And he was just watching me spar, and I'm like, I don't know, I think I was bleeding, and my ear was fucked up, and I was just fucking tired, and I'm just putting my shit away, ready to go home. And he's just like, "What's up, man?" He goes, "Damn, putting in work, huh?" I was like, "Yeah," just like I never thought anything he's gonna give me a blue belt. I was just like, "Yeah, I'm putting in work," I was like, "Yeah, all right, Mike, I'll see you tomorrow." He goes, "Hold on, when are you gonna fight?" I was like, "Fuck, I don't know. When I get a blue belt." And then I was like, all right. And I'm like literally trying to walk. I was going to walk out, and he's like, hold on. Takes the blue belt off so-and-so. And then he's like, Alex, he's got a blue belt. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. And I think it was like 3 weeks later, we ended up getting a fight. Fucking fast, dude.
That's right.
It was fast. And then we just started fighting from there,
That was in that Scottish Rite Center, right?
Yes, you remember that?
Where it was
remember that? Dude, that was, man.
It was like low ceiling. It's like one thing of bleachers.
Don't jump on the cage. Don't jump on top of the cage because you're going to hit your fucking head on the ceiling.
But you could only watch the fight through one of the walls. There was a wall up against the other side of the cage.
Yeah. The seating was horrible because everybody was like flat, bro. If someone was tall in front of you, you're screwed. You can't watch no fights.
Yeah, I remember that place because there was like some weird convention right next door to it.
Yeah,
and they were out there with suits and stuff, and we were trying to walk over to the event, and because there was no more parking at the MMA fight,
right?
And people were kind of complaining they were parking at like the other building that's kind of like right attached to it, so it's kind of funny. I think that's right. They were at the capacity for fire code there.
Were they? That's why they weren't letting people in?
They weren't letting them in. And I wound up walking up to the thing, and there's all these people waiting to like be let in through this one fence.
Yeah.
And I told they were, I guess, walkie-talking with the person at the door, the fire whatever. And Alex told me over text, he's like, "Yeah, just ask for Hav. They'll let you in, no problem. Like, they know you're coming." And
man,
there was a good dozen people or so waiting across the street. And I told the person with the walkie-talkie, I'm like, "Hey, tell him I'm blah blah blah, Clinton, whatever's right here. I'm with AKA. It's just grab Alex or Javier.
Cool. It's cool.
They know me. It's fine." And they're all this like grumbling. Everybody's pissed off because they're standing outside. And I hear my name over the walkie-talkie, and then I hear my name from the guy. He tells the other security guard. They're like, "Okay, I need you, Cronin, right?" Brings me forward, and everybody else is like trying to walk behind me. They're like, "No, just him." They're like, "Man, fuck him."
Fuck. Man, when are we gonna get in?
They were like, "My friend's fighting, my family's fighting," whatever it was. I was like, "Nah, John's fighting. I gotta go."
I gotta go, man. I gotta go in. That's the best way, dude. You can, if you play it off right, you can get into a lot of events. As security guard. John Bear. John Bear.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I've seen him in most of my fights backstage.
What?
Yeah, I was like, "How'd you get in?" He's like, "I went in there and I acted." He plays a good part. Where he comes in, like he's like, "Watch," and he's like, before they ask him a question, he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for this part because my fighter's fighting." They're like, "Oh, over there," and So I mean, it's really possible to get in. He does it pretty good. I'm like, oh shit! Now I got 4 people in my corner. Hell yeah,
that's hilarious, dude. At events now, I'm just press. I'm press. So
that's still sick.
Everybody's
badass.
So between the black belt and the podcast, everybody just wants to like let you in, and like everywhere where you wonder like, can I train here or there because we're this team and with this team. Yeah. Between the podcast and the black belt, it's a hall pass for everywhere.
That's sick.
Because nobody wants a bad Yelp review or anything.
Yeah,
so like they're like, "Oh, he's got a show. You should be nice to him or whatever." But everybody's like, since I started doing this, everybody's been really nice. Just very welcoming, inviting. Maybe everybody's just nice in general, but
come in, sit right here. You want a beer? Here.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, man. Like people cooking us dinner and stuff. It's great. It's the greatest thing.
Badass, dude.
Man. So this next fight, Richmond. So that's up. Oh, it's like it's Northeast Bay, huh?
Yeah. That's by, what was it? Close to Oakland, huh?
What's
Close to Oakland.
Who's your opponent? What do you got? Another wrestler?
No, jiu-jitsu. I think a jiu-jitsu fighter. From what I've seen, a lot of arm bars, a lot of submissions in his fights. Jose Aguayo is his name. From Stockton, Lodi, and he's a scrapper. He throws his hands, but I think my hands are a little more crisp, and my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu is pretty good. So we're ready to rock and roll, man.
So is he part of what is it?
He's part,
Scrap Pack.
I think he's part of Scrap Pack. I'm that's one of the main gyms, huh? Over there.
Yeah,
down there that way.
I mean,
towards the valley, right?
It's kind of the expectation that you're gonna wind up meeting somebody from one of these gyms,
if you're yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's Bay Area. I mean, you're probably not gonna get somebody from Kansas at this stage. So
no.
Somebody from the Bay Area as well. Then I mean, where you're left with. We have AKA already covered, and that's a lot of 155ers right there. You ain't gonna fight.
Yeah.
And from there, you have
people from where is it? San Francisco,
SF, House.
House. Was it Stockton? Places like a lot of boxing gyms over there, and like a lot of boxing gyms in the valley.
Oh yeah,
isn't that crazy? A little bit different. They're still boxing. They like their boxing. I mean, they still have MMA, but I don't always picture, especially in LA too. LA's got jiu-jitsu. They got everything.
Oh yeah,
but they still got that old school boxing.
Well, Oakland, they have a pretty strong boxing.
Yeah. Was it Kings?
Yeah, Kings. You got Andre Ward around here, right? I mean, he's serious. He's a huge star in boxing right now.
Oh hell yeah!
And he's right here in the Bay Area. He goes to cryo chamber therapy at the same place I do.
Oh, sick!
Which I probably shouldn't say the name of it, so he doesn't wind up with creepers over there. But he goes and gets frozen where I get frozen. So
I'm actually a big ass boxing fan, man.
I'm
a huge MMA fan, but there's some I guess because I grew up watching boxing. So when these big boxing matches, right, man, when these big boxing matches happen. Fuck, I'm like a little kid, I'm like jumping, I'm like, oh, there we go. So
the first boxing match I ever watched from start to finish on TV was with my dad. We saw the Tyson and Buster Douglas fight on
shit, yeah,
HBO or whatever.
That was when he dropped. What was it? I remember seeing like the highlights where he dropped him and he got back up, huh? He got back up.
That's where he got knocked out.
I'm sure Tyson was like, fuck. This guy's not falling no more,
The stories I've heard afterwards of that fight have been pretty epic about Tyson's sort of partying before fights, and he's in Japan, and there were a number of things illegal about the picture. He apparently didn't sleep. He was up, crazy all night. And the next day he goes and takes him lightly and gets knocked out for it.
Oh shit.
And that was the turning point in the guy's career. Like Buster Douglas, that was it. Like he never really reached that peak again after that loss.
People still remember Tyson,
Yeah, he's fierce.
A fucking icon, man.
It was like the scariest human being, right?
He had some fucking epic shit done in the ring.
My favorite thing he did, was that press conference where he got asked a question. He got so upset with the press guy for the question at this press conference. He's all yelling at him and just totally dogging this guy. And he's all, "I'll fuck it till you love me."
Oh, what did they?
It was to a dude.
What did they say? Put him in a straight jacket.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious.
In a strap jacket.
Oh my god!
Put your mother in a strap jacket, bitch.
Man.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was an intense dude.
I'm sure that fucking reporter shut the fuck up after that.
Dude, he owned him for a minute, and it looked like he was trying to jump out into the crowd and into the press, circle.
Yeah, he had people holding him back.
It's crazy.
Hey, wasn't he swinging on cops when he fought Holyfield? He was swinging on people. He was swinging on anyone that got in his face. I remember him talking about, I just wanted to get to him, and I was willing to fucking get through everybody to get to him. And he was only 20 feet away. Oh, fuck.
That's insane, man. So I've heard he had to go through some kind of like his pre-fight ritual was to go through hypnosis or whatever, to just really get into some kind of flow state to go after it. But man, that's an angry dude.
Yeah, that's fucking had some problems, man.
Just pure hate to go out there.
But you know what? I guess that's what. I guess with all those demons he had in him, that's how he he wouldn't have. I don't know if he would have been that great without him. Right? This is how he was. He was great like that.
He was king of the jungle out there, man. Like he was sure that he was just there to kill, man. He was ferocious.
Oh yeah,
it's ferocious. So, oh man. So you still doing jiu-jitsu tournaments? Or are you done with that for a little while?
I was thinking of, especially before this fight, which I don't know what it is. I was gonna check, but I know they got Naga.
Yep.
When is that?
It's sometime in March. It's coming up pretty quick.
So I said, so on Friday, March 18th. I was thinking if it's before, I'm gonna jump into that and get some get some rolling in.
I just want one of those belts, so I figured I'd go ahead and sign up.
See, I'm still blue, so when I did Naga and I won, but it was in blue belt and I didn't know. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to get a belt. I have to get one of these sick ass belts. And then they end up giving you a medal, because they're like, oh, that's only for a purple and advanced.
Yeah, it's for advanced divisions. So I'm like, all right, well, for kids, they get a little sword. They get a sword. They do. They get a katana, man. It's hilarious.
That's bad too. That's sick.
It's like, what?
That'll make them kids want to come back again. Yeah. I'm sure the kids taking the sword over the medal for sure any day.
Yeah, I just want that belt. It'll look good hanging right here in the middle of Times Square and shit.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of wrestlers in there.
Yeah, I bet you do, huh?
You get a lot of wrestlers that come into Naga. It's crazy.
Well, they do gi and no gi though.
Yeah.
So I'll see how it's looking. It looks a little. I think it's a little bit cheaper than the last couple tournaments here. That San Jose International Open was, I think, over $100 just to register for gi.
Yeah, but they have it so set up. But I mean, like, was it IBJJF?
Yeah,
they have it really, like, they have it organized. When it comes to Naga, you can sign up that day.
What?
Yeah, you can sign up that day. I'm sure. If I'm correct, people have like signed up right before the fucking bracket's about to start.
Wow. Yeah. They IBJJF, you have to do. I think it's like 5 or 6 days beforehand. You have to close.
Oh yeah, and they don't give you your money back.
No,
they don't play around.
I know BJJ Tour, if there's certain circumstances where you can get a refund, but it's more like if you have no opponent in your division or something like that, they'll be flexible with you. But the IBJJF, they don't play around.
Yeah. Fucking strict rules, man. I've seen people get, what is it for, reaping, right? I've seen this, waiting for me to get on my, get on with the match, and I'm waiting for these guys to get done. Dude reaps the leg for like a second, man. Boom, game over. That's it.
Yeah,
you're out.
I still don't know how I feel about any of that. I think if you're caught in a position where you can't defend yourself and you're in pain, you should tap.
You should tap, right? Yeah.
I understand the idea of trying to protect the injury or protect the fighters or the competitors from serious injury so they come back and they fight more. But at the same time, I mean, if you just sort of water it down so much to where it's not even realistic, I mean, the point system and everything should be.
We lose the martial arts style of it, huh?
It should be symbolic of actual danger, right?
Yeah.
If you're mounted or you're in back mount, you get 4 points because people can just go to town on you in the mount.
Oh yeah.
Or in the back, you can just sit there and like you said, hold the guy's hand and club him with the other one until he lets go and then sink the choke, right? And by having those two hooks back there, or belt line or body triangle, whatever, that should give more points than, say, half guard.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're able to, fight, you're able to do some stuff uncontested. You're going to get some shots off.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to hold both hands and just do nothing. Like, you're going to get hit.
Exactly.
Same thing in mount. But just protecting people from certain submissions, I feel like it's unrealistic because.
And slowly they're taking, I mean, they're adding, but they're, like you said, they're watering it down a little bit.
I understand
And
the
you
idea,
got,
but
yeah, and you got a bunch of schools that, they're fucking great at leg locks. That's what they do is leg locks, So when you take that out, man, you kind of, defeat the, a little bit of it. A lot of people are like, that's their game, So we don't really know who's better.
well, the thing is, if you never train with leg locks and you meet somebody that does,
oh, they're gonna fucking tear you up.
Whether it's in MMA, whether it's on the street, whether it's wherever, you're at a disadvantage. And in real life, you can't say, "Oh, I'm telling because you're touching my leg." No, like every single wrestler knows to defend their damn legs. That's what a sprawl is, right? So they figured it out, right? We as jiu-jitsu people, we defend our arms, and our neck first, and then depending on the lineage or school or belt level,
the belt is like, oh, you don't know how to, you shouldn't learn how to defend yourself yet. It's like
I don't agree with any of that stuff. I mean, honestly, because if you look at how like EBI and how popular that is in that format for tournaments and that rule set.
How's that, Eddie Bravo?
Yeah. You can watch him on UFC Fight Pass now.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah,
he's putting on a sick ass show. I like the way he's doing it.
Yeah,
that's badass.
It's submission only, and then after that first 10 minutes,
sudden death, right?
Well, they start you in certain positions. They'll start you in the back control with the harness. They'll start you in the spiderweb position with the arm bar, like where you can go for an arm bar.
They should have like a dice that has like different positions. Like boom, oh, this is where you start. That would be sick.
Oh, it's north south again. Damn.
Yeah, right. You're like, instead of just him picking, it's kind of like just like, I don't know, uses that, throw something, or it like scrambles on the TV and it's like, ding, you got to go through 50-50.
Exactly. Well, they even if it's a draw in the first round, and then the second one is you're in harness which is basically an under over control from the back,
right?
And then you have to escape or submit the person, whatever. And then the next one you're in like spiderweb position where you have the arm. You're going to go for an arm bar from cross side. You're kind of on your butt. You have your legs over and you have the arm wrapped up.
Yeah.
Like spider web is what they call it. And then if that still doesn't happen, then they go for the fastest escape. So there's always a winner.
Yeah. There's always going to be a winner. That's what's cool.
And then, it's they pay you, which is nice. Right? So EBI events, right? There's pay, there's money on the table. So, and if you don't submit the person, there's no money. Even if you win, you don't get paid. So like you want to go for that submission because otherwise there's no payday. And
so you risk it, man, and you make a show.
And honestly, at that level, if you're training enough to make it to where you're good enough to make it at a level like EBI, I'm sorry, that's probably your full-time job. Like that money matters.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, you don't get there training hour and a half, No. 2 hours every other day or something.
Yeah, you can't just go to Tuesday, Thursday fundamentals class and then be like,
I think you're gonna get on that,
I'm going to the EBI,
or that you're gonna learn. You're gonna be a master leg lock guy.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, you're going to EBI? That's cool. How much for tickets?
Whoa.
That's cool. Oh man, where we at here? I can't read. Damn, I've been at almost an hour. Oh, so. What's up? Heading to Disneyland?
Heading to Disneyland for a little bit. 2 days. Also go visit family over there.
Nice, man.
I'll be back. I'll probably be back earlier, man. I don't like that kind of shit,
It's
I don't like that kind of kid shit, but
it's a quick drive, actually. I got used to driving to LA. It's only 4 hours. People say, "Oh, it's longer than that." Honestly, just kind of. Just put your head down, shut up, and drive. Like,
yeah,
you can't take like every 10 minutes to go take a pee break. And oh man, it's almost at 3/4 full. We gotta get gas again. Like, no, you just peg it and go.
But see, my thing is, I want to stop by and eat like at good places, So I'm gonna be stopping by like fucking everywhere I can throughout that trip and fucking eating, man.
You got to fight in 3 weeks.
Exactly. Well, when I come back, we're jumping on it because if you really look, I'm taking like 4 days off. Really,
that's true.
Just fine. I'm only taking a couple of days off real quick, and we're jumping back on it. So,
Yeah, like you literally just made weight on Saturday, so
right. Made weight. I'm eating. Make weight again. I cut weight pretty fast though. I don't really cut a crazy amount of weight. I get up to 160, 162. I'm sure I'm like 155, 157 right now. So it's not bad. Within the 2 week, period, I start cutting down, start eating. Well, I'm always eating, like right now, I'm not, eating super clean, but, towards camps, I eat pretty clean. And towards, once it starts getting closer, man, we're eating super clean and we're cutting that weight.
So the place where you did the weigh-in was the SAP Center, yeah?
No.
It wasn't. The real weigh-in. So
that was the show weigh-in.
Exactly. Like that's what they say official fight weight is, right. Blah, blah, blah. But you guys weigh in separately 8 a.m. that day.
Yeah, at 9 to 11, which is, I guess that's the rules now, 9 to 11. I don't know if it's just California, but that's the rules.
I think that's unified rules. It's awesome that that athletes, well, because they took away IVs.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So that's why. So like now they give you extra time to rehydrate, because before they took away IVs because they're acting. They believe that some things could be flushed, like maybe some sort of drugs have like a really quick half-life, and something can be in your system and you can get it out somehow by the time you IV and whatever it is, man. Like that's crazy how these the chemists are playing cat and mouse basically with the commission, man. Like,
and it's always like that, huh? It's always been like that. Yeah. There's always new ways.
I think for a long time, because they didn't have out of competition testing, it was just like, well, we have this much time and then blah blah blah. But now that out of competition testing's there, it's like there would be no Joker if there wasn't a Batman.
Yeah.
Like if there was no Batman, there'd be no room, there'd be no reason to have the Joker, because it just wouldn't happen. There's no reason for it. Exactly. So like the technology now with all the whatever banned substances is going to go sky high because you're making it to where it has to, and people are just always going to cheat anyway.
Yeah.
There's always going
to be find a way.
There's always going to be people that are willing to do shit, and they're like, oh, this isn't on the list, so let's do it. Because there's a bunch of stuff that probably isn't there yet that does all kinds of, you probably get fucking superpowers from some shit that's out there.
Yeah.
You combine the right GNC chemicals, you teleport.
Yeah.
Be like the Flash.
Shit. I heard Olympic testing though is solid. I heard that some of I'm sure that's the best testing they could do, but I'm sure it costs a lot of money too,
I've heard it's in the tens of thousands to actually do some of those tests.
Man. I mean, I'm sure those are legit though. Those are like, pretty accurate, but
well, up to that day, like whatever their technology is. But like I said, it's cat and mouse, man.
Cat always, huh?
Because those scientists, the ones the ones in China, Russia, wherever the hell they are,
here, take this shit. They're not gonna catch you for the next 8 months. I guarantee it.
Yeah, exactly. Developing some kind of like HGH gummy bear or some shit. They're like, no, just take this.
Completely undetectable.
It's like if you just stare at the circle for an hour, whatever the fuck.
You look like you're 170, but you really weigh 145.
Exactly. Man,
shit.
That's the crazy thing about Conor McGregor, man. Every time you see him, he's like, and I'm not saying it's one and the other thing. I'm just saying like, he fights at 145, he looks 145. He fights at 155, he looks 155. He fights at 170, he looks like he's 170.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, huh?
He's a big guy, man. He's a big guy. When he's at 145 though, he looks bad. And it's crazy how he can perform like that at 145, It's almost like the weight cut doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
The way he looks, it looks like he really struggles to make 145.
If I was Mayweather, I'd stay the fuck away from him.
Oh, yeah.
The guy can retire right now, undefeated, and it's all good.
And yeah, he's put up there as like a legend, as one of the best.
Absolutely. But if he takes this fight, it's the unknown. You can go by what you see on his MMA fights and say, oh, his boxing is this. But what people don't understand is your jiu-jitsu skill, your kickboxing skill, or your boxing skill or wrestling, whatever, individually means fuck all when all those other tools are present. You could be a great boxer, but you may never get a shot off on somebody if you can't wrestle. And just being able, like, people think they look at, here's the most misleading stat in mixed martial arts to fans, whoever the hell out there. whenever they show on this, the screen, they'll show like the two fighters, height,
Right.
weight, age, right? Reach.
And reach.
Well, for what? For that? Well, they have like 100 other tools. What about when you throw a roundhouse? What about a spinning back fist? What about a shot? Like if I shoot for a double leg, what's my reach there? Like
it's an endless thing with mixed martial arts.
Because I'll tell you what, when Anderson Silva fought Vitor Belfort and that foot came up and clocked him in the mouth, pretty sure that reach number that said his striking reach from his hand meant jack shit. Because that foot, that's a long leg.
They're gonna have like fucking 20 pages of like, reach with the front kick, reach with the roundhouse, reach with the jab, reach with the right cross, reach with the fast right cross, slow right cross.
And then Wonder Boy, like guys like that, it's like if they just show you like a Rubik's Cube, be like, here's the possibilities, the ways you're gonna get hit by this guy.
Exactly.
So
he can kick you with this leg about 12 different times in 12 different places. Crazy.
Yeah, so just because of that, it's any of those individual skills. I mean, if you take away everything else and just put Conor out there and just boxes, I'd like to see what that would look like. I'd like to see him in a boxing fight.
And just a boxing fight. Is this really gonna happen though? No.
I'm sure it won't.
Because people are coming on, they're like, oh, it's about to happen. This is gonna happen. And it looks like, this is just probably just a media shit, right? Twitter, Facebook, where they're just bickering back and forth. But he's, and Mayweather's like, oh, I don't have a boss. You gotta, if you want to fight, let me talk to your boss. And he's, damn, because he can talk shit too. And
Mayweather?
They can both, they can both get under each other's skin, man.
Man, that's going to make a lot of damn money.
If it fucking happens, you'd be charging more than $100 pay-per-view.
They're already charging $100 for those fights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I guess
Pacquiao Mayweather, $100.
I didn't get why so many people complained about that fight. I'm like, they must have not known anything about boxing, because if they didn't expect that exact thing to happen just the way it did, I don't think they know much about boxing. That is the exact fight in the exact result that I've been saying is going to happen.
That's what you would see.
Yeah. Well, that I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, that's how I pictured it. Since no one's young now, Mayweather doesn't get punched. He's good at his job.
Yeah.
You can tell because he still speaks in fairly, grammatically correct sentences there. And Pacquiao is doing his Philippines government thing.
Yeah. And he plays for a basketball team. He has his own basketball team, and he plays in his own basketball team for a whole quarter. Have you look it up? It's crazy. He's like so praised over, in the Philippines. He's like, and I'm watching, the 24/7. He owns a basketball team, and he plays in his own basketball team. And from what I saw, the other team lets him score because he's Manny Pacquiao.
Oh no.
Nobody's guarding him. Nobody, and he'll take a couple of shots. The crowd goes crazy. He sits down, and then the game continues.
I'm sorry, but if Pacquiao dunks on you,
you don't deserve to play basketball.
I don't think you're that good at basketball if that happens, man. I don't know though. Back in elementary school, the tallest kid in school was from the Philippines.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. He was way taller too. I was like, the fuck? I mean, he had to be around 6 foot something.
Shit,
and we were
what was this, in middle school?
We were in like 6th grade, dude.
Fuck.
This dude moved there from the Philippines, and he was like a fully developed adult looking dude, but he was like 12. I didn't understand.
It's a mix.
Yeah. But he was on the basketball team.
Yeah. He doesn't even know how to play.
No, because
teach him how to stand right in front and listen. Just block the ball with your hand.
They're like, hey, do tall. And then he just does tall.
Yep. Do tall.
Just
put your hands up.
Yep. He was built like an adult. I don't know. He might have a car. I don't remember.
He might have a car, mustache, buying beer.
He had a mustache. Yeah,
mustache.
He's fucking 12 years old with the mustache.
Fucking drinking beer in class, huh?
Exactly. Just like borrows the teacher's car real quick.
Wow. Crazy.
Oh man. Let's see. Got any shout outs? Got any sponsors you want to say hello to out there in TV land?
Just our teams, man. AK Sunnyvale, AK San Jose, One World Jiu-Jitsu, man. Everybody, they came out to support me and is still supporting me in my fight career. Clinton Cronin, of course, putting me on the Badass podcast. Man, everybody from our gym, man, gives me, get working all the time. We got some badass dudes in jiu-jitsu and in MMA, so we're coming.
That's right, man. Well, John Cardenas, this guy has been here since 19 years old. He came in with a wad of cash that he went and worked for. Said he dreamed of being a mixed martial arts fighter, and this past Saturday he was on the card with Fedor Emelianenko. It was the last fight, the true main event of the night. You want to be like some of your kid out there. You say you want to do something, you want to be something. Don't wait for anybody to give it to you. Get up, go work, and don't just talk about things. Do them. Let your actions speak for you. Everybody likes to talk, but you're not going to get fed talking. I promise. So John Cardenas, check him out. Coming up again, Richmond. What's the promotion called?
Oh yeah, Richmond. Conquer Fighting.
Conquer Fighting.
Conquer Fighting Championships in Richmond. So
that's March 19th.
That's the next one. Let's just keep moving up.
Look him up. Bellator, professional mixed martial artist, the future, the truth. John Cardenas, aka Sunnyvale, One World Jiu-Jitsu, Clint Cronin Show, 2017. We're done.
That's right. What does Kurt always say? Go train, bitches.
I need to come up with my own thing.
Hell yeah! Right before we think, go. What is he? He says that, right? I've seen him say, "Go train, bitches." I'm like, oh, that is sick.
What's up, everybody? My name is Preddy, and just like many of you guys listening, I'm super passionate about increasing my self-development, my stamina, and my strength and performance. So my quest for self-development led me to find and experiment with a class of drugs called nootropics. Now, you might have heard of these, but in a nutshell, they were actually originally created by the Soviets during the Cold War to ruthlessly increase stamina, concentration, motivation, and mood without a single crash. So think of it like an IV drip of motivation and focus that just never ends. Now, since I was so blown away by what nootropics did to my mood and my feeling and my performance, I thought I wanted to do more. So over the past few years, I've been working with manufacturers around the clock to produce a formula called Azeth. Azeth is a 30 capsule formula that changes the way you think, you feel, and you perform. I want you guys to check it out on seekingazeth.com. That's seekingazeth.com. And if you want to try it out, use Clint15 to get 15% off the product.